Welcome everyone to the pay-per-view. Welcome to the Great British Bash. We are here. I am Craig Harris, your commentator for tonight's action, and we have a great show coming up with matches including the Petey Crockett Tag Team Cup, which will see the likes of Foxcatcher, Dickie, Bowen, Thomas J. Curtis, Alex Rancid, Super Ninja, Mike Cash, Phantasmo, Tyson, Tbone, Nick Flag, Slapshot, Lewis Blaine, Chris Smith, Kip Sabian, Toni Pacino, John Allens and Chris Cage all in action fighting for that tag team prestigious trophy. Coming up on tonight's show, we've also got the women's match. The AWA Women's Championship will be on the line when Killer Kelly takes on Lacey James. And we also have, of course, the tag team title match featuring Blue Strike Force taking on the team of Renegade, Hydrosis and Soul Killer. That's all coming up tonight on the Great British Bash. So I hope you enjoy tonight's show. Let's get into it. As you can see, we are live from Brinton's Park, the park located in the town of Kidderminster, host of the annual Brinton's Bash. This is the Great British Bash. We're ramping it up to another level for this show. The park was opened in 1887 to commemorate Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee. And tonight we're going to see some great wrestling action here, live in the park. So let's get into the show. We kick it off with our first opening match of the tournament, the Tag Team Cup. In a decent match, Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen defeat Thomas J. Curtis and Alex Rancid in 8 minutes and 30 seconds, when Foxcatcher pins Alex Rancid with a frog splash. Now, Dickie Bowen, he has had run-ins with Thomas J. Curtis in the past. He was a member of his network until he turned on him after he had enough of Thomas J. Curtis putting him down. Dickie Bowen had some beef with him. He manages to get the win over him in this match and continues that feud, which has been going on for a very long time now. And Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen get their place in the semi-finals, much to the dissatisfaction of Thomas J. Curtis and his network. This gets a rating of 23 to kick off the show. Dickie Bowen with a 22, Foxcatcher 25, Thomas J. Curtis shining with a 27, and Alex Rancid with a 21 in this. Dickie Bowen was off his game, hopefully improves as the night progresses. This got the show off to a great start though, the crowd are hot for this event. Next up we have another tag team match in the tournament. We have Super Ninja and Mike Cash taking on Phantasmo and Tyson, Tbone, coming back to action here in AWA. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Super Ninja and Mike Cash defeated Phantasmo and Tyson, Tbone in 8 minutes and 13 seconds, when Mike Cash pinned Phantasmo with a cash converter. As you're aware, Phantasmo beat Mike Cash for the YouTube Championship recently, and he's got one over on him in this match. The reason for this is Tyson Tbone was knocked off the apron by Phantasmo, and Tyson Tbone was not happy about it, and he gets back in the ring and lays out Phantasmo and walks off, and Mike Cash just crawls in for the pin and takes the match. Tyson Tbone gets a 36 in this. That is incredible for our show. It's probably one of our better scores. Phantasmo with a 22, Super Ninja with an 18, and Mike Cash gets a 23. 23 overall, of course. And we'll have to see where this develops. Mike Cash has got a pin over Phantasmo, but as you can see, it was only because of Tyson Tbone. So Phantasmo will want to get his retribution on the man from Malvern. Next up, we have the third quarter-final match. Nick Flag, our Commonwealth champion, and Slapshot taking on the former British champion Lewis Blaine and Chris Smith. And in a decent match, Nick Flag and Slapshot defeat Lewis Blaine and Chris Smith in 8 minutes and 9 seconds, when Nick Flag pins Chris Smith with the defeat. Nick Flag was the shining light in this with a 27, Slapshot respectable 21, Chris Smith and Lewis Blaine under the 20s for this one. It's about to be the final quarter-final match of this Great British Bash, but we go to the back when Chris Cage has been found beaten up in the back. We don't know what's happened. He doesn't know who attacked him. He's just about conscious, but he doesn't have a clue what's going on, and Petey Crockett goes he can't compete, he's not in the condition to fight, and he tells John Allens he needs to find another partner quick because the match is next. This gets a rating of 15 as the show rolls on. And then next up we have that match. Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino taking on John Allens, and he's found a partner. His former tag team partner, Bully Boy Carter, steps up to take on Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino. And despite that, Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino defeat John Allens and Bully Boy Carter when Kip Sabian pinned Bully Boy Carter with a springboard dropkick to pick up the win. Kip Sabian gets a rating of 32 for this one, solid from him. Toni Pacino 23, and then 24 for both John Allens and Bully Boy Carter, which gets a final rating of 25 for this segment. And Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino advance to the semi-finals. Next up, we have the tag team title match everyone's been waiting for, the ladder match. Dan Stryker and Blue Tiger taking on Soul Killer and Hydrosis. And in a decent match, Blue Strike Force defeat the Night Terrors, aka Renegade, in a ladder match in 13 minutes and 15 seconds, when Blue Tiger retrieved the belts from the top of the ladder. During the match, we also had Rio, the manager and wrestler, accidentally hit Soul Killer when she went to hit someone with a chair. She misses and hits her partner in crime, Soul Killer, and he falls down to the mat and allows Blue Tiger to pick up the win. Blue Strike Force make defense number 3 of their titles, and Blue Tiger gets a 27 in this good solid performance from him, the Japanese wrestler. Dan Stryker 24, Hydrosis 25, and Soul Killer 26. Colour commentary gave this match a boost. This type of match was extremely poor choice for this audience. Obviously, it's a family-friendly company, so a ladder match might be a bit too violent for those sorts of fans. But nonetheless, 17 rating, and we still have the defending tag team champions in Blue Strike Force. Next up, we have the semi-final matches. We have Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen taking on Super Ninja and Mike Cash. Obviously, Dickie Bowen beat Super Ninja to win the YouTube Championship, then he lost it to Mike Cash. This storyline continues, and as we see, Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen win after they defeat Super Ninja and Mike Cash in 6 minutes and 48 seconds, when Super Ninja intentionally got disqualified while fighting Dickie Bowen. Super Ninja looks like he's going to pick up Dickie Bowen for a suplex, and out of nowhere, Mike Cash gets in the ring and hits a chair round Dickie Bowen's leg, and the ref has no choice but to call for the disqualification. And as Mike Cash just continues his relentless attack on Dickie Bowen, every time he gets in the ring with him, he's trying to end Dickie Bowen's career. And Dickie Bowen is in a lot of pain. And will Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen be able to compete in the final despite this victory? We'll find out later in the show. This gets a 26 rating overall. Solid from everyone. Foxcatcher and Mike Cash, both 28. Solid performance. And we have one team into the final. Who will they face? Let's find out. And in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino advanced to the finals after beating Nick Flag and Slapshot, when Kip Sabian pinned Slapshot with a springboard dropkick. Kip Sabian carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. He got a 32 again, solid again from him. Slapshot got a 17. Nick Flag was off his game in this match, he got a 22. And Toni Pacino with a 19, 24 overall for this semi-final match. And we have our match then. It's going to be Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino taking on Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen for the PT Crockett Tag Team Cup. And that will be later in the show. That's a 24 overall for this match though. So solid once again from this team, from these teams rather. And we will advance. I think it is the women's title match next. It is indeed, and a decent match. Killer Kelly finally gets what she wanted. Finally gets one over on the women's champion Lacey James in 9 minutes and 49 seconds with a pinfall after hitting a great super kick right in the chin of Lacey James to pick up the 1-2-3. And Killer Kelly is your new AWA women's champion. This gets a rating of 19, Killer Kelly 19 and a Lacey James 21 overall. So decent match, and we have a new champion on this Great British Bash. Killer Kelly is your new women's champion, and she will be thrilled about that. Lacey James said Killer Kelly was nothing without her. You're not a killer, Kelly. You're just Kelly. But she's proven tonight she is capable of being able to rise to the occasion and win the big one. Next up, we have the main event. The finals of the PT Crockett Tag Team Cup. Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen taking on Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. Despite Dickie Bowen being worked over, his leg being worked over throughout the match, Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen pick up the victory, beating Kip Sabian and Toni Pacino when Foxcatcher hits another frog splash on Toni Pacino. Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen win the Petey Crockett Tag Team Cup title, and it is a 25 overall. Dickie Bowen rising himself for this match, picking up a 24, Foxcatcher 27, Toni Pacino 23, and Kip Sabian consistent again, 32 from him. And we have the winners. So Petey Crockett comes out and presents them with that trophy, gives them the trophy. Dickie Bowen and Foxcatcher lift the trophy high up in the air as the crowd celebrates with them. Dickie Bowen wins this for a second year in a row. He picked up the win last year with Johnny Rose. So Dickie Bowen proving he can rise to the big occasions and pick up the titles when it matters. Former YouTube champion, former lightweight champion. He is now your Petey Crockett Tag Team Cup winners 2 years in a row. So congratulations to him and his partner Foxcatcher, the British champion. So that is the show. How did we do overall? It is a 24 overall rating. Solid show once again for our second pay-per-view of the series from Brinton's Park in front of sadly 93 people, but we're growing the popularity in 14 regions overall. If you've enjoyed this, hope you have. Like the video and please subscribe so you don't miss a single episode as we continue our series Virtually AWA. So that's all for this show. Thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time.